are absolutely ways that you could access healthier options. And like I said, the easiest rule you can have for yourself is just to cut out all processed foods. That's the easiest thing you can do.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we as a people just have to take more time for ourselves. Because when I sit down with these people,
You are now listening to the Next Health Podcast. Join us in the journey of true wellness and discover the power of small choices that make a big impact.
hello everybody, Coach Jay here. I'm excited for this one. I have someone that has created a marketplace that puts the purchasing power back into the people's hands. This person is for the people. Without further ado, let's get into this. First, I just want to let the people know who you are, your why, and tell us a little bit more just about you, and then we'll get into generosity in just a little bit.
All right. Well, my name is Braedon Williams. I'm the founder of the Generocity Marketplace. My why is as I looked around, I just really noticed or I started paying attention, and I really noticed how everything we consume, whether it's the food, sunscreen, lotions, skincare, cleaning products, everything we come into contact with is a part of our diet, and it ends up getting into our bodies, whether it's just on your skin or it's in the air or whatever it is. And I started digging deeper and found that a lot of these things are actually causing a lot of the problems and ailments that we're seeing in the United States. So once I realized that, I was like, man, there has to be a way for people to have access to products that aren't more or less poisoning us, really, because like I said, the more you look around, the more you pay attention, is the more you notice how many things are contributing to our sickness, our disease. And so what I really wanted to do is just provide an alternative to where people didn't have to partake with these products that are not healthy for us at all.
Yeah, and I was so excited to meet you. Well, virtually meet you. I'll be excited to meet you in person. But when we began talking about the why and where is this coming from, why you're doing what you're doing, and how you want to make a change, that just made me super excited because I'm already on that path, and how you're making moves and you're doing things, and you're looking. You became woke. A lot of people like to make fun of it, and they're like, well, I've been doing this for so long, I'm fine now, and stuff like that. But you have become more enlightened, and you're seeing that these things that people consume and the things that they're doing are having a huge impact. And speaking about impact, this podcast that I created, Next Health Podcast, I have a little saying. It's small choices you make every day can cause a great impact. And I think people just aren't attuned to that. And so I'm happy that I met somebody else that has got into that fight, because it could be so simple, man. When you look other places in the world, they eat good, but they're not experiencing the same things that Americans are experiencing. Have you noticed that before?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And their ingredients, you can take the same American product and an overseas product, and it'll have completely different ingredients. And we have to ask ourselves why. You know what I mean? Why is this going on? Why have we allowed this to go on for so long? And like you had mentioned, it really is the small choices every day. Whether it's the water you're drinking, the clothes you put on, the perfume you use, the skincare, the lotion, the food, all of these things stack on top of each other. So even if it's a small change over many days, over many years, it makes a huge difference on your health later down the line in your life. It's crazy.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, it can, and oftentimes the people that I work with, it makes almost an immediate impact. For an example, I work with teachers, and so you can imagine most teachers don't get a lot of movement throughout the day. So there's one, we're not moving, well, they're not moving their joints, and they're not
Mm-hmm.
putting their joints through different planes, right? So now they're already setting themselves up to experience one thing. And now you add in the drinks, the diet cokes, the diet pepper, Dr. Pepper, the soft drinks and the quick meals, and we're gonna go treat ourselves because we've been working hard, and we're gonna treat ourselves to this lunch that's not so good. And I work with teachers, and I show them, because I get it. When I'm working with people, I get it. It's hard to make all these changes at once. So we start with the food first before we even start like exercise and all those other things. We start with the food first. They make those changes. They start eating cleaner, instant, almost instant, if not 1 to 2 weeks. Man, I'm talking swelling
Right.
goes down. They're like floating down the hallway. They're like excited, you know,
Right.
hooraying me and hugging me. And I'm like, I literally feel like I'm just doing God's work. Like I gave you the information and helped you apply it. And now you're loving life, and you're experiencing this part of your life that you may have not felt, because you see a huge change in your energy, in your mood, your emotions, how you react to things when you're eating
Right.
cleaner. And I'm not talking about like eating products. Like products are the things that you see in grocery stores, like product is like something that has like 50 million different ingredients in it,
Right.
and it's already been pre-digested, so you eat it and you eat more of it because I mean it's the calorie count is it's not nutrient dense, right? I'm talking like real food choices, clean, sustainable, fresh food.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about, and that's what makes a difference. So it, it's
Absolutely.
it's awesome, man. It just gets me excited every
Uh,
time. Every time it gets me excited.
yeah. What I do want to say is like our bodies are designed to heal themselves,
Correct.
but what we need to do is give our bodies the nutrients they need to
Mm-hmm.
undergo those processes.
All right, put in the
If
right environment.
Exactly, put it in the right environment. So if we're eating processed foods every day and stuff our body can't get rid of naturally every day, and you stack that on top of everything else you're also doing, you live a sedentary lifestyle, you're not active, all these things, that's what leads to the obesity, the neurological disorders, the autoimmune disorders, like all these things is a result of our bodies not being able to heal themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we do that through the food. We do that through really monitoring what our bodies come in contact with every day. And what I usually tell people is the easiest thing you can do, the easiest rule you can have for yourself is just to cut out all processed foods.
Yeah.
Like you were saying,
Cut it out.
if some
The
exactly, if something
products.
has like a handful of ingredients that you can't name, like you might as well just put it down. Like just
Yep.
stick to whole
Yep.
foods, single ingredient foods. That's the easiest thing you can do. And I know people are gonna say, but it's not. I don't have the time, or I don't. All these things, and it's like the investment that you make into cooking for yourself or meal prepping, or there are even meal prep companies that you can buy food from.
Right.
I'm
That'll
sure there's
send the
probably
food
one
right to
in
you.
every major city.
Right.
Right. And all you got to do is heat it up, but don't use a microwave, but heat it up.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's a whole nother podcast for another time. The microwaves.
Right. But yeah, there are absolutely ways that you could access healthier options. And like I said, the easiest rule you can have for yourself is just to cut out all processed foods. That's the easiest thing you can do.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we as a people just have to take more time for ourselves. Because when I sit down with these people, I go on the journey with them, basically. and I sit down and it's, I'm young. I'm 28, man. Most of the people that I am coaching, guiding, they're well my elders, but I break it down and I'm like, hey, you tell me that you don't have time, and we go through their whole 24 hours, from your sleep and your commute, and when you get home from
Mm-hmm.
work, and the things that you're doing in between. Like you have time. It's that you don't want to make time for it. You don't want
Right.
to prep your meals. You don't want to have to clean the dishes, and you think it's
Right.
hard and stuff like that. But it's really easy. I think the hardest thing that people face is the planning portion,
Mm-hmm.
because if you can't plan for it, then you seem scattered, and that's where the fast food comes in, because it's fast, it's convenient, and it's
Right.
sort of cheap,
Right.
and I'm just going to get that instead of cooking me a meal, and I'll be done with it. It took care of me.
Right.
So, and so now I want to shift in. I want you to tell the people more about generosity, because I'm excited about it. I get super excited, when we start to make our own path. So please tell the people more about generosity.
Right. So Generosity was basically built to fulfill the need of healthier products in our everyday lives. So I say that because if you go into a Walmart, an HEB, a Kroger, any of these food stores, 95% of the store will be processed foods, toxic cleaning products, plastic clothes, you name it. And they only have one small aisle dedicated to the real, healthy, organic stuff that we should be consuming. And it's not just food, it's
Yeah, it's
like I
products.
said, it's all
Other
products.
things, yeah.
Everything we come into contact with. Um, I like to say if you wouldn't eat it, you shouldn't put it on your skin. You shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
shouldn't have
yeah.
it around you. Period. Um, and also about these large grocery stores is that every product you see is owned by about 5 corporations. And
Yeah, you said
when
it.
when things like that happen, when a few people control the supply to 338 million Americans, um, it is very easy for quality issues to happen, uh, ingredients to get snuck in there that
Mm-hmm.
may be better for shelf life, but it's not good for the health of the consumer.
It's not.
And so another part of generosity is really just putting power back into the hands of the creators of healthy products, because it's really an avenue for people to not have to play the retail game, the big box store game, and then also put power in the hands of the consumers, which this just gives them so many options to choose from for things that are already vetted to be healthy, non-toxic, organic, vegan, whatever it might be. I just wanted to give people a place um, that they can find these products easily, because a lot of people, like I said,
You have
if
to
the
go
nearest
all over for it,
exactly, and if the nearest store to you is only carrying a specific thing, but you need that thing, is like, okay, let me buy it because it's convenient. What I am doing with Generosity is giving people the convenience and and also bringing the health aspect. It always starts out with good intentions, right?
Right,
It's
right.
um, uh, people making products because they see a void. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna make a healthy product, um, and bring it to the market. And then as those products get traction, as people start catching on, so do these big corporations. And what they do is they reach out to these people, and you know what I mean. They throw money at them. They tell them they're gonna put them on shelves, increase production, all these things. And what they do is they take majority ownership in these companies, and they call the shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not
They
even
put
like it's theirs anymore. You know, I mean, you still get paid for it, but you know what I'm
but
saying? You
right.
were doing just fine.
It's very easy for these large corporations to deviate from what the original purpose of what the brand stood for, um, because they have to put products on shelves. You know what I'm saying? They have
Yeah.
to increase that shelf life, lower the cost of production. These are all things that these big corporations do to increase their profit margins, and I think that part of the problem is that we, as smaller businesses, are told to look for that big payout. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
grow your business
Mm-hmm.
and then sell. Selling oftentimes is the end game for a lot of smaller businesses or businesses that want to grow. And that's part of the problem. That's how we end up with, like I said, 5 corporations owning 100% of the shelves in every major grocery chain and in every convenience store. It's by design. It's by design, and I think that that's something that we can do as smaller businesses, medium-sized businesses, is stop selling out. We need to decentralize the markets for everything, not just food, not just skincare. If you look
Yeah,
at
but a
any of
lot
these
of stuff in
industries,
life.
yeah, if you
Yeah.
look at any of these industries, they're all owned by a couple players. And it's like, yes, you have your Sprite and your Coke and your Dr. Pepper, but they're all one company.
Yeah.
It's the illusion of choice.
Right. But is it really? It's a lot of in some of the same things that you will see. A lot of it is corn. They have made corn a powerhouse, man. There's corn that's turned into sweetener. You got corn chips. You got corn starch. Like it's so,
Mm-hmm.
and it just it hurts me. It hurts me to see this, man, because that was a good brand, and I didn't need it, but like being a teacher, the kids they'll show me they're like, Coach, is this healthy? And I'll look at it and I'll tell them yay or nay. And this one was one I was happy to say, like, yeah, this is good. This is really good. Because look, these are grain free tortilla chips. For example, they're grain free, gluten free, paleo, vegan friendly, made with avocado oil, dairy free, soy free, no corn. And they use cassava flour. If you don't know what cassava is, it's the root. Avocado oil, coconut flour, chia seeds, sea salt.
Clean
Like
products.
clean. That's
You
it. And
know what you're
you know
reading.
exactly what the ingredients are. you know what's going into your food. You look at the back, you're like, okay, you may not know what cassava is, but a quick little search, you find, okay, that's a root, kind of like a potato. Okay, I know what
Right. It's
avocado
it's
is.
easy.
Coconut flour, I know what coconut flour is. I know what chia seeds are, and I know what sea salt is. There's no like a lot of verbiage, right?
Malodextrin and
Maltodextrin
right.
and
You name it.
aspartame, aspartame. Like
Exactly.
it's clear to the point, and a lot of products will get by saying things like artificial flavoring, natural
Right.
flavoring. That's
Right.
legal through the FDA. You can put that stamp. You can put that stamp and not have to list some of the things. But truth be told, a lot of the natural flavoring are things that come from the earth, right? It's natural, it comes from the earth, but a lot of those things are things like stuff that comes from animals that may not be that good, like their secretions and
Right.
seed oils and
Right.
petroleum, you
And we
know?
got to think about it this way: natural flavors is a blanket term for any number of ingredients, any number of chemicals in there. And you have to think about it, guys. How do they extract these flavors, these colors from these natural elements? It goes through multiple
Yeah,
chemical processes.
it's industrial.
um exactly, to refine it down to the ingredient that they then use in the product. Same thing with fragrance. Fragrance is another blanket term that can mean hundreds of different chemicals. It's best to avoid natural colors, natural flavors, fragrance. If you see any of these words, it's just best to avoid these products.
Yeah, and there's a difference between a product telling you about its health benefits and then a product making claims. Like a lot of these
Yes.
products have these health claims on it, and they have these mascots and they have these big advertising campaigns. And it's like, man, I mean, you don't see that for avocados. You don't see that for apples.
Right.
You don't see that.
Right.
So it's a mess, man. It's a mess. But I'm happy. I'm super happy that you are in this fight to get it right and take care of the people. You're for the people, and that's why we're forging a good friendship here. You're for the people. You like taking care of the people. You will take care of the people. It doesn't get much better than that, man. It does not get much better than that.
And the people are waking up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The people are looking around. They're wondering why children are running around with record numbers of obesity, ADHD, all these neurological and physical health things. I mean, people are waking up. Yeah. I have confidence. I'm confident in the people and where we're going. And yeah, I mean, we can just continue to spread our good word, continue to advocate for healthy products.
Oh yes, we sure can, and we can continue to help the people around us and educate them and love on them as much as we can, and just take care of them. You know, I feel like if we continue to say people centered, then we'll be taken care of, and I mean that will be that. Like,
absolutely, and being the change we want to see.
Being the change we want to see. I've been doing it, and sometimes it feels like I'm by myself, but it's a breath of fresh air, man, to see somebody, you know, doing the same thing, getting in the fight.
Yes. Like I said, the people are waking up, the numbers are growing, man. So I'm super excited for how everything is going to look in a number of years.
I love it, and I can't wait to continue to watch it grow, share it, talk about it, because it's going to be huge, man. This is going to be huge. People can call us crazy, but I have like a firm believing that if we continue to help people, then we'll be set. Like, we can turn this into our, you know, this is what's going to take care of us. We're taking care of people. This is what's going to take care of us. So I can't wait to see it grow, man. It's going to be awesome. Super awesome. I'm excited. And I appreciate you for your time, man. This was awesome.
Absolutely. This was awesome. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, my pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the Next Health Podcast. Discover the power of small choices that make a big impact.